Got Mike D checking in here. Back with another matchup. This one was actually requested as well. Jay-Z and Kanye West. Now, I didn't want to do this at first because I thought it might have been a little bit blasphemous, but I think that this is very interesting because these two iconic MCs, artists, if you will, they're extremely great in very different areas. Now, you haven't joined me before with these matchups, I'm gonna go by 10 criteria. Now, we always see people online talking about this person's better than that person, but I think that everyone kind of goes on their individual criteria when they make those statements. So figured that we would come up with 10 different pieces of criteria, catalogs or categories rather, to actually determine which MC should be mentioned as greater than the other one, right? And came up with 10 criteria. We got lyrical ability, flow and cadence, voice and delivery. Now, the difference between flow and cadence and voice and delivery is more of a technical thing. Flow and cadence more technical, whereas voice and delivery, let's think Tupac, you know what I'm saying? Ambitions as a rider, Dear Mama, being able to deliver your message utilizing the strength of your voice or the uniqueness of your voice, right? Songwriting, discography, meaning catalog, lyrical content, impact, live performance, commercial success, and longevity. And since those are 10 categories, if we're locked up 5-5, the 11th, excuse me, category is going to be intangibles. So, no further ado, man, let's get right into it. I'm gonna get some water for this because this is gonna be these are two of my favorite artists, man. Like lyrical ability, Jay-Z. I mean, is there any conversation there? Jay-Z is a top 5 lyricist, in my opinion, all time. We're talking about putting Jay in a room with the best MCs to ever do it. He's one of the 10 best, just straight up and down lyricists. If you don't believe that, go listen to Reasonable Doubt. Go listen to 44 Fours. Um, I mean, who wanna bet us that we don't touch leather, stack cheddars forever, live treacherous, all the et ceteras? To the death of us, me and my confiance, you shine, you feel the ambiance, y'all niggas just rhyme? Yeah, man. Jay lyrically goes there. And we've seen him do it time and time again and over a duration of time. And yeah, lyrical ability, Jay-Z, I don't think we have any arguments there. Flow and cadence. Jay-Z again. I know Jay-Z really hung his hat high on being the king of flows around the Blueprint time. He's changed up his flows so many different ways. It's one of the reasons why he's able to be so agile when it comes to, adjusting to different types of production. Timbaland being one of those. I always say that it takes a special type of artist, MC specifically, to be able to rock on a Timbaland beat because Timbaland beats are, very unique and culturally and rhythmically, and you have to be able to, adjust to that very well to make an incredible song. I mean, this man did it on Jigga What, did it on Is That Your Chick? Don't get mad at me. I don't love a motherfucker mouth chasing my duck my present with another when you had to see. You kept calling me big. My name is Jay-Z. She was all on my. You already know the flow is crazy. So Jay-Z gets flow and cadence. Voice and delivery. Very interesting here. I'm gonna go Jay-Z again. I always talk about how incredible Jay is as a conversational MC with imaginary players. A week ago, and even the way that he's able to translate on songs like You Don't Know over a monstrous beat like that. His voice and delivery has everything to do with that. I came into this motherfucker 100 grand strong, 9 to be exact, grinding G packs. Like his voice and delivery makes you feel everything that he's saying on You Don't Know. Ye has his moments too when it comes to voice and delivery, but I just think Jay's is a little stronger. But yeah, Ye does have Can't Tell Me Nothing. He has Hey Mama. He's able to give you those inflections in the right time when it comes to utilizing his voice. And even, did something like Through the Wire by being able to give you his wired shut. voice and delivery to hammer home the message. So Jay's not running away in that category, but I'm going to give voice and delivery to Jay Z. Ugh, it's tough. Songwriting, huh, Jay Z again. I mean, he doesn't write it down, and yeah, he's in the Songwriting Hall of Fame for a reason. He is a writer for others as well. He wrote Still DRE for Dre. I'm sure he's written a whole lot of other stuff that I could say on air, but I don't want to say on air. And I don't want to put anybody on blast. But you guys know that Jay is a writer for himself and others, and he doesn't even write it down. It's one of the greatest songwriters that hip hop's ever seen. So songwriting, gonna give that to Jay, and not to mention that we know that Ye's had help in the songwriting department as well. So between the two, Jay Z has to get that. Discography, catalog. Now, this one's interesting. I'm going to go Kanye West with this. Now, I think that Kanye, if we stacked up the top albums by both artists, I believe Kanye would end up on top. Ye's top albums are College Dropout, Late Registration, Graduation, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. He even has the 808s and Heartbreaks as a game changer as well. So those are high level albums to have in your discography, and not to mention the singles you have of a Jesus Walks, you have a All Falls Down, you have a Heard Him Say. I feel like his classics have aged better than many of Jay's classics during his strongest period. Uh, and both have kind of fallen off I don't want to say fallen off a cliff, but they're not the MCs musically, discography wise, that you you remember, if you will. But I think that the strength of catalog, and my personal opinion, and this could go either way, I'm gonna go with Kanye West with this. Lyrical content, Kanye West. Kanye West again, as Jesus Walks in his catalog. He did Through the Wire with his mouth wired shut. You got Family Business. You got, you know, Hey Mama. You got, he really takes it there. The schools are open. What do you say? The prisons open. The schools are closed. The prisons open. And he says these things on singles, man. Like even when you look at a record like a Gold Digger, which is a club banger and a radio record, he's hitting you with lyrical content there as well. So yeah, lyrical content. I'm going Kanye West. I think that's one of his biggest strengths. Impact, Kanye West. It's not easy to say they both have incredible impact, and I know that without Jay and his impact, there would be no Kanye West. But what Kanye means to um, the game from a production standpoint, which goes in line with his emceeing, um, and the fact that he changed the narrative for mainstream superstars in hip hop, where you didn't need to have any street credibility. You could go in the game without a rap name and go with your government name. Now, I know that Tupac Shakur did that as well, but he phonetically spelt his name with a two, which was more of a rap nuance. But Kanye actually went with his birth name, Kanye West, and I do believe that a Kendrick Lamar, a J. Cole, even a Drake, those things are, and I know it's Aubrey, um, 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 what was Aubrey's last name? It'll come to me in a minute. It's just recording is what that does. Um, Aubrey Graham, excuse me. Yeah, so I mean, I know that, but utilizing your name and using your name in that way without having to use a rap name, that's definitely the effect of Kanye West. Being able to come in the game and be a mainstream success on content and lyrical content, excuse me, and not really having any level of street cred and all that stuff. From a mainstream standpoint now, that's Kanye West. That's the impact. And to me, it's close. but we see Kanye West's impact throughout this generation, a previous generation, and I'm gonna go impact Kanye West. Mm, musically, culturally, yeah, culturally, musically, and that's not even talking about the fashion and all that stuff. Whatever the Yeezys, and all that stuff. Um, Live performance. That's Kanye West as well. Both great performers, but I think that Ye, the Yeezus tour, many of the things that he's done on stage, even the touring that he does now and the performances that he does now, um, he's always put live performance very, very high. I remember him performing on Chappelle's show. I remember him performing, at Dave Chappelle's block party. I remember the marching bands with them, the Grammy performances where he had the wings with Jesus Walks and all of that. Like he has really had to do something real quick. He really has made himself um one of the best performers that hip hop's ever seen. Even Kendrick Lamar and the way that he performs now is highly influenced by being on that Yeezus tour. So live performance, I'm going Kanye West. Whew, it's tough, man. Commercial success. Now there are conflicting numbers out there. There are some that say that Jay Z has sold more records than Kanye. And there are some that say that Kanye has sold more records than Jay Z. The certifications and all those things can be murky. So it's hard to really say who's more commercially successful, but I'm going to edge it out to Kanye because Kanye was commercially successful out the gate with College Dropout. It wasn't a build up. It wasn't until volume 2 that Jay really started to take on that level of commercial success. So, commercial success, I'm going to go Kanye. Sorry, y'all, I got my dog over here. Yeah. Sorry, I had to make sure my dog's straight. But anyway, longevity, I'm going Jay-Z. Jay-Z got the longevity conversation. And even at this point, everybody's waiting to see if there's gonna be another Jay-Z album. If Jay-Z does a feature, everybody's clamoring for it or whatnot. And he's been very, very good for very long. Like you said, never been a nigga that's good for this long, this hood, this hot, that is popping, this strong. I mean, he started well before Ye, and he's going even after Ye. And both have longevity in the game, but I'm gonna give that longevity definitely to Jay-Z. And even before Reasonable Doubt. I mean, Jay was around the game even before then. So longevity, Jay-Z. I think we got locked up again. Hold on. Lyrical ability, Jay, because Jay started off fast, kind of wheezing in the back. Flow and cadence, Jay. Voice and delivery, Jay. Songwriting, Jay. Discography, yay. Lyrical content, yay. Impact, yay. Performance, yay. Commercial success, what a comeback, yay. Um, Longevity, Jay. Okay. 5-5. Listen, we're gonna go to the intangible. The intangible thing could go either way, but if we're talking about straight up MCing and all that, I'm not going to put Ye over Jay Z. Jay Z's the better MC, top to bottom. I mean, this man made this man made the streets is watching. This man made reasonable doubt. He can go bar for bar with any and everybody in the history of this whole thing. If we're just talking about rhymes and bars or whatever, he's in a conversation with anybody. Any elites always has been, and not to mention his skill set is what, especially if we're talking about this matchup, his skill set is what actually set the building blocks for us to even have a Kanye West. So I'm gonna go intangibles Jay Z. I got Jay Z over Ye, 6-5 on this criteria. Man, that was tough, man. Which ones do you guys think I messed up on, or which one would you give to the other artists? Is this closer than it needs to be, or should this be even more of a blowout? Man, hit like, and subscribe, and I want to hear what you guys got to say in the comment section. Man, I'm gonna talk to y'all in a second.